What's up, guys? It's Mr. B. In this video, I'm going to go over the sketchbook assignments for first quarter for sixth grade. So if you're in seventh grade or fifth grade, you're in the wrong place. Your video should be somewhere in the same playlist. So you're going to pick one of these two drawings to do for your sketch assignment. For first quarter, you pick either one. You do not need to do both. The due date for this assignment will be posted in the back of the classroom because it depends on which rotation you're in, and I didn't want to put the date in the video and have to make 3 different videos when you can just find out at school when it's due. So again, you're going to do one of these two options. Option number 1 is called animal portrait, and I just want you to find a picture of an animal that you like. It could be a book, you could print it out, it could be on a computer or a phone screen. If you don't have any way to get to a picture of the animal you want at home, just ask me during class and I will print it out for you so you have something to work from. But I want you to draw just the face or the head of the animal as realistically as you can, with as much detail as you can. That means looking at the shape of, snouts, ears, eyes, texture of fur or feathers or scales, or even the, a shiny insect head, or, the kind of crisscross pattern of a bug's eye. So this means that you shouldn't just be doing a simple outline of an animal's face. You shouldn't be drawing a cartoon. My goal, and for both of these assignments for sixth grade, especially because we're starting off with the self-portrait project, I want you to draw something from observation as realistically as you can, with as much detail as you can. So if you have a drawing that's too simple, or you try to turn in a drawing that's too simple, or a drawing that looks like a cartoon or a cartoon character, I'm going to return it to you and you're going to have to do it right for partial credit. So make sure you're doing this one right the first time. And here are just a couple examples of both good and not so good for this particular assignment. So let's let these load up real quick. So for this one, it's a cartoon drawing of an eagle. What I'm hoping for, and don't expect, and I don't expect everybody to be as good as these example drawings, but make sure that you're looking at specific things. You can see in this eagle drawing, the person that drew it paid attention to the proportions of the eye to the beak. They looked at areas where there might be shadows. They used little lines to show the texture of the feathers around the eye. Make sure you're looking for little things like that. I'd rather have you try something that you're not comfortable with drawing, or something that you've never really drawn before in terms of detail, than you just go for the same old easy eagle cartoon that you would do otherwise. Here's a fly. Here's a good fly. Again, the artist here showed texture of feathers, of the wings, the texture on the eyeball. They're showing all the things on a housefly, as gross as they are, that are detailed, that are interesting about that animal, not just a cartoon housefly. Here's a wolf. Again, this is just a silly looking cartoon. Make sure you look for as much detail as you can. And again, I'm not expecting you to turn something in that looks like a photograph of the animal, but my goal for you is to really look at the things that make whatever animal you choose. What are those things that make that animal unique? What are the things that, in terms of details and textures, what are the things that are there that can really make the drawing challenging and make you maybe draw something outside of your comfort zone? So make sure, again, that you're not turning in a cartoon or a simple outline drawing, that you're really looking at the things that are there. Option number 2 is called My Buddy the Backpack. And your backpack is kind of one of your best friends here at school, because it helps you get everything from home here, and then get everything that you need to bring home with you. Without a backpack, you'd have tired arms and your papers would be blowing away all the time. So what I'd like you to do is honor your backpack with a drawing. And I want you to just sit it down, set it on the table, set it on the floor by you, grab your sketchbook or a piece of plain white paper, and I just want you to draw it, again, as realistically and with as much detail as possible. So, that might mean showing things like the logos, or zippers, or stitches, or straps, anything you can show that's on that backpack. If by this point it's torn a little bit or it's got scuffed up, draw those things. Again, the goal for both of these assignments is really looking at something and drawing from it, rather than trying to make it up. So, you can draw it with the zipper open and show what's inside if you want to. I'm fine with that option. So here's just some examples of some things that I would think would be good backpack drawings. And see, this one really focuses heavily on the stitching, whether it's on the cloth or whether it's on the leather straps. This one really got into shading, and I don't expect you guys to shade everything, but really, I'm just kind of showing these as what sorts of things are possible if you really sit down and take the time to draw the object that you're working from. Here, this one's a little bit simpler, but they showed the division between the different maybe color areas of the backpack. They showed the textures of things that are mesh and then things that are smooth. They even have the little Nike logo up at the top. So really just set your backpack down and take a look at it and draw it as real as you can and really focus on the detail. That's the important thing to me for actually both of these drawings, is that you're really looking at what details are there on the object that you're working from. I don't want to see backpack from Dora the Explorer. And even if you had a backpack that looked like Dora's backpack, I'd expect you to draw it more realistically than this. And something like this, while it's good, it's good proportion-wise. I like the way that it looks three-dimensional. It doesn't really have the level of detail I'm expecting you guys to try to fit into this drawing. So for both of these, whether you choose to do the animal drawing or whether you choose to do the backpack drawing, make sure you're working from a real animal. If you have a dog at home and you'd want to draw a portrait of your actual dog and they'll sit still for long enough for you to do it, I'd say go ahead and do that if you'd like. But either work from a photograph of your animal, or in the case of the backpack, work from your actual backpack, and really look at the details that make that thing, whether it's the animal or the backpack, unique. Chances are you're already watching this on YouTube, but just in case you're not, if you type in FRGMS Art on YouTube, that'll bring up the class YouTube channel, and your sketch assignments for this quarter and for future quarters will be in there. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask me in class, and thank you. I'll see you guys at school.